All right, we are live on YouTube, and tonight we're going to be discussing 11 clear signs of jealous and insecure people. So stick around. That's coming right from Northern California. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. And if this is your first time here, and most importantly, you are open to suggestions and change, please consider subscribing and then banging that bell. And after you bang that bell, when that pop-up box pops up, make sure you select all notifications, because that way you won't miss a single thing. You will not miss anything when it comes to getting a better grip on your life. And also make sure on your smartphone, your tablet, your iPhone, your Android, or anywhere that you have the YouTube app installed on, you must also make sure that the YouTube app is set to receive those notifications at a device level. You do all of that, and you're great and good to go. All right. Welcome to the show, everyone. Wow. I got to tell you, I'm really struggling to get the words out today, because it is another hot and humid day out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It is another 90, 95 plus degree day. There are fires that have started in parts of the Bay Area because of the extreme weather we've been receiving here lately. And once again, I want to make people aware tonight that rolling blackouts are potentially in effect here in the Bay Area. And my county is one of the counties affected by it. So if my, power company is forced to start rolling blackouts, and all of a sudden we see me going off the air, you know the reason why. So don't think that something crazy happened. I'm just making you folks aware. But at the same time, I got to tell you, this weather, it always has played tricks on me, and it's just giving me dry throat. I get dehydrated very easily, and boy, I hope I make it through the show. That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say. But I'm going to do my very best. I'll be clearing my throat every now and then. Oh, I have a flashlight, Queen. I've got it all. I've got my emergency prepared kit. I'm all about emergency preparedness, however they say it, right? I've got all that stuff. I've got candles. I've got flashlights. I've got, my phone's fully charged up. I've got a big external battery for my iPhone that, can, make my phone last for 24 hours of continuous usage. So I'm as prepared can be, but, I love being here and running these streams for you folks. And, I cannot do that without power, because there's no way I could run all of this equipment in high quality on battery. It wouldn't last that long, or there wouldn't be enough power in the first place. So that is that. Next, props to my sponsor once again, Troy Brewer, the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your product and services needs from trusted sources. Check out www.discovercommunitynetwork.com. And also, you can check out the DCN Internet Radio Network as well for all of your music listening pleasure of many genres. And there's even a bunch of talk radio stations out there if you like talk radio. Just go below the description about a third of the way down, and you'll see both links. Once again, the first one, the main site, www.discovercommunitynetwork.com, and then www.dcninternetradionetwork.com. Thanks again, Troy, with the Discover Community Network for sponsoring this channel. Much love and appreciation from Coach Eli, as always. And Troy, if you're out there watching tonight, let's touch base again really soon. I want to see how things are going for you. I know you're making some amazing changes and moving a lot of things forward, man. And I got to say, I'm just very proud of how far you've taken your business, and you've got a great family, man. I'll tell you, man, that's what I hope to have one day before my time comes, to have that wonderful wife and family and all of that. And you're probably going to get back to me and say, it's not all up to what it's cracked to be, Eli, but you know what? I've enjoyed it, and, I love my family. But, yeah, it's a lot of work. Sure, Troy, everything's a lot of work, right? But you and I are not lazy people, so it doesn't matter, right? Maybe on hot days like this, it makes us feel a little more lazy, because I don't know about you, the heat just drains my energy quicker. It dehydrates me quicker. And it just makes me feel like I want to go back to sleep. But we can't do that. We have to keep on moving forward, right? Right. Well, let me make sure the notification has gone out. It has gone out. And let me check out the back end to see the stream status. Stream status is looking good. And we are starting off with 10 people in the box. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get to the chat real quick before we get right to this, because I have a great blog to go through tonight. We're going to be discussing, 11 clear signs of jealous and insecure people, and how to avoid this behavior within yourself, first and foremost, and then to identify it through others, so you avoid those types of people. Because when you're dealing with jealous and insecure people, you can't get through to people that don't even know how to get through to themselves first, right? How can you get through to people that don't love themselves? How can you love other people that don't even know what love is, because they're not able to love themselves, which is what I'm trying to say. So we'll get to that in just a few here. Let's see who's here. Mutt Nuts World's in the house. Hey, Eli and everyone. Hey, Mutt, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Furthermore, Mutt Nuts World says, I am here eating a late dinner, just getting home. Been a long day. That's nice to hear, Mutt. Hopefully everything's going well with you. Hopefully you're feeling better. If you want to update us, that would be great in the chat. Caffeinated Gamer is in the house. Caffeinated Gamer, are you a wheelchair game guy? I'm just kind of wondering. I am just kind of wondering. Let me know. I think that is you. I think that is you, man. You can let us know in the chat. Obviously, Queen has not banned you, because I think she remembers you from the last time. But yeah, thank you for being here, man. Much appreciated. Queen Helen Case is in the house. Hello, Eli. Smash the like button for Eli. Queen Helen Case says, hello, Mutt. Mutt says, hey, Queen. Mutt Nuts World says it was 92 here today, so not that much cooler in your neck of the woods, Mutt. Is it a dry heat or is it a humid heat? Because I'll tell you what, I can tolerate the dry heat. It's just the humid heat, like we've been having here lately. It's just nuts. And I have my fan on me right now, full tilt, and this fan that I've had it for like 5 or 6 years. And after 5 or 6 years, the motor and parts start to wear down and they start to squeak a little bit. So I ordered this new fan from Costco, a nice Vornado, that's coming on Thursday. But in the meantime, I found a way to semi-fix this fan, and it's been working all day without squeaking. It's running full tilt right now, keeping me as cool as possible. I'm looking at it over there on the right, and hopefully it just won't squeak, because it gets kind of annoying. You can't hear it because I have a wonderful noise filter that filters out most of the background noise. But if it squeaks, you will hear that. So I'm hoping it'll last me just another day and a half, and then I'll have my brand new Vornado from Costco. Let's see here. That's me. Right on, bro. Welcome to the show. How have you been? Have you been, wheelchair game guy? Have you been paying attention to what's been going on lately? A lot of stuff's been happening throughout that community we used to be involved with, and it just I don't want to mention too much about it at the beginning of the show, but it just seems like things are beginning to simmer down a bit. A lot of the trolls and haters and craziness that was happening has simmered down, and it just feels nice to be getting back to normal. So thank you for being here, man. Sorry for all of the confusion and the craziness in the past, but I'm glad to have you here. We know who you are. Queen knows who you are, and you're welcome here anytime, man. Thank you so much once again for being here. Nuts World says, yeah, feeling better, just tired. Had a few appointments, food shopping, and then 2 online classes. All right, you've had a pretty packed and full day. And then furthermore, Nuts World says it's a humid heat. Yeah, just like where I'm at, Mutt. So you're dealing with humidity as well, and I'm sure you don't like extreme humid weather, right, Mutt? It kind of plays tricks on you, right? Dehydrates you quicker, makes you feel more tired, right? Yeah. Caffeinated Gamer says, I'm great. No, I haven't been watching much. That's good, man. That's a good thing. You've been resting and relaxing, a little R&R, rest and relaxation. That's great, man. Sometimes you need a detox from YouTube. I mean, YouTube gets very addicting, whether you're a content creator or a content consumer. And if you're if you're a content creator, you're also consuming content. And most YouTubers like myself, we're on that damn app all day, every day, looking, for other content to do, or looking for reaction videos and just, it just gets addicting, man. So having a little detox from it, for a while is nice, bro. So I totally get it, man. Let's see here. Caffeinated Gamer furthermore says, great to be here, Coach. Great to have you again, brother. Thank you so much for being here. 18 in the box. Thank you, folks, for being here tonight. No hat, the heat. Oh, no hate, not hat. Okay. No hate, the heat. Well, I do too. I mean, who really likes, extremely hot weather? But my body can much more easily tolerate a dry 90 or 100 degree day than a humid 90 or 100 degree day. So there's a little bit of a difference. I don't deal well with humidity. So that's that. All right. So let's get right to this blog. I'm going to read through about half of it, half of the 11 signs. I'm going to get through the first 5 or 6. Then I'm going to take a quick break. Then I'll come back and do the other half. So we're probably going to be here for about an hour and a half, 2 hours total tonight. In the meantime, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to put them in the chat. And by the way, Queen, Mutt, Caffeinated Gamer, and anyone else, make sure you check out my community tab daily and regularly. I did put out a video earlier today. I shared a video link that has something to do with one of our most loved trolls out here, pretty much proving something that other people have been denying. So if you folks haven't had a chance to see that, now this is only for people that have been following me for a while and know a little bit about the drama that's been happening on this channel, which is what I'm trying to say. For those of you that aren't aware of what I'm talking about, it's not going to make much sense to you. But for those that have been around for a while, check out my community tab and check out that quick 2-minute video. It will say a lot. Let me just put it to you that way. All right. So let's go ahead and switch over to the browser source. And, well, actually, before I even I get this blog here, I'm going to keep it here on this screen. What causes people to be jealous and insecure, in my opinion? Let me just share that briefly. It's very simple, then we'll get right into the blog. What causes people to be jealous and insecure, in my opinion, is people that don't love themselves and have no self-respect. Let me repeat that one more time. And you folks tell me how that sounds to you in the chat, because it makes a lot of sense. I think one of the major, or a few of the major reasons regarding why people are jealous and insecure is because they don't have any self-love. They don't love themselves. They don't like or love what they see in the mirror, and they don't like the person they are. And at the same time, they have no self-respect. And if you don't have any self-respect and or don't love yourself, or both, that's going to create a lot of jealousy. and insecurity because you're going to be projecting everything that you're lacking onto other people, right? So other people's success, which is where you really want to be or wish you could be, is going to become, a projection for you because of how you see yourself, because you don't love yourself, and because you have no self-respect. And I'll tell you, I've seen that time and time again, more so out here on YouTube, but I've also seen it outside of YouTube. Like I've said before, the majority of people in the real world are on Google and YouTube. So what you're seeing out here is how people really are, but at a much larger scale, because this is an easy place for people to conglomerate to, right? To project their jealousy and insecurities, right? So let's get right to this here. The title of this blog is 11 Major Signs of Jealous and Insecure People. One more time. 11 major signs of jealous and insecure people. Now, one thing I didn't do, and I forgot to do it. I'm going to do it real quick. I'm going to add this while we're live on the air. I'm going to add a link to this blog towards the top of the description section. It's going to say source and then the blog link. I just updated that. Love the new YouTube studio. You can make edits to anything, right? Even while you're live. It's just amazing. The chat's on the right, the edit button's on the top. It's just so much easier to use. And a lot of people were complaining about the changes, but they're awesome. They're awesome. And there's even like a live screen you can view to make sure your stream is functioning properly. You can see it right there. It's just great. It's just amazing. And I'll also go ahead and put the link to the blog in the chat there. Kevin the Gamer says, "What's been new with everyone? How are you, Queen?" You ladies can go ahead and answer that, and I'll share more about that a little bit later. Let me go ahead and get back to the blog here. Okay, 11 Major Signs of Jealous and Insecure People, written by Ahmed Faraz Khan on January 9th, 2020. So earlier on this year, this is very, very recent. All right. First, he starts off with a quote: "A competent and self-confident person is incapable of jealousy in anything." Did you hear that? A competent and self-confident person is incapable of jealousy in anything. That's another thing I forgot to mention. These people that are jealous and insecure lack self-confidence, lack self-love, lack self-respect. Self-confidence is the cream of the crop right there. How in the world could I forget that? A lack of self-confidence is a key factor for people that are jealous and insecure. Jealousy is invariably a symptom of neurotic insecurity. Jealousy is invariably a symptom of neurotic insecurity. Wow. I don't know if I would have used such fancy verbiage, but I couldn't have said it better myself. I'll put it to you that way. That's great. And that was a quote that was written by Robert A. Heinlein that Ahmed shared in this blog. All right. So let's get started here and see what Ahmed has to say, and we're going to dissect this here. This is from a blog site called onlinelifeguide.com. I read so many blogs, folks, and I follow so many self-help blogs and channels and stuff. I really love this stuff. The more and more I learn, and the more I hear other people's opinions, the more and more I can help you folks. Learning, even for a coach, is a never-ending process. All right. Jealousy is usually very easy to spot. Of course it is, because people project it. You just notice the weird vibe someone is giving off. That's right. And know when someone is jealous of you. Of course you know it. Of course you know it. And I'm not going to, go into detail on it yet because Ahmed gets into more detail and I don't want to ruin the blog after a couple sentences. But yeah, you just notice the weird vibe someone is giving off and know when someone is jealous of you. But sometimes it can be a bit difficult to spot, especially when someone is hiding their envy behind a friendly mask. A lot of insecure people will try to put up a front like they're all happy and everything. But the moment that, you rise so far above them and you start becoming more successful, they start to change their behavior. They start to kind of either pull away or they start to try to kick you down and try to question you on what you're doing that got you ahead. So that way they can try to bring you back down to their level so they can make themselves feel better. Because if you rise up too far above them, then they're going to feel like they can't relate to you anymore and they're not as good as you. And that's not the truth. That's just something that is stuck in their head because they're insecure people, right? And then their insecurities, are based off of jealousy. Instead of working hard to try to create something for themselves, they try to kick you down to make themselves feel better. And that can be like a full-time job for someone who's jealous and insecure. But sometimes, okay, I already read that, they might portray themselves as well-wishers, but internally they feel more content to see you fall than to see you rise. I just said that. So basically, jealous and insecure people, when they see, if you're friends with someone that's jealous and insecure, you may not notice it right away because they're not going to start projecting their jealousy and insecurities until you surpass them, with great lengths. Then you'll start to see their behavior change and you'll learn the real person they are. In that case, it becomes important to spot the hidden emotions of jealousy so that you can protect yourself from their negative influence. Yeah, like some people out here on YouTube. Had I known that they were going to, behave the way that they behaved, I would have never reached out to them or tried to connect with them. And it's funny because, like, especially out here on YouTube, when you connect with these people and then you realize, you want nothing to do with them, when you pull away, they still attack you, steal your content, create hateful content on you, and they make your life miserable as part of that projection of their jealousy and their insecurities. In the real world, you can more so easily walk away from it. And then if they stalk you and stuff, then you can get a, protective order against them, right? But out here on YouTube, because it's a public platform, even if you identify those types of people, which I have, you try to walk away from them and, they don't make it easy. They come at you because they're jealous, they're insecure, and they don't feel you should be able to get ahead, because they can't get ahead. It's pathetic. It really is. All right. In this quick guide, we'll look at the 11 major signs of jealous people. For the sake of keeping these organized and to the point, I've written a separate and much detailed guide on how exactly to deal with jealous and envious people, in which we will take an in-depth look into the psychology of jealousy and how to handle such uncomfortable interactions effectively. All right, that's great. I'll check that out, Ahmed. That sounds pretty interesting to me. I'll definitely look further into you because I really liked this blog when I first read it before I decided to do a show on it. You can check out that guide after this article. I'll leave the link at the bottom. Fantastic. One thing to keep in mind as we look into these 11 signs is that the purpose of this is awareness, not to pass harsh judgment towards someone. That's true. That's all I've ever done is raise awareness. I keep saying that all the time. All I'm doing is raising awareness. But when you raise awareness regarding jealous and insecure people, especially out here on YouTube, it makes them more jealous and insecure and makes them continue to react and overreact in jealous and insecure ways. So in my opinion, sometimes you gotta ignore people. And if ignoring them is not going to work and they continue to attack you, especially out here on YouTube, then you've got to handle things, with the law or through the law. Give me just 1 second here. Okay. And give me 1 second, folks. I need to moderate something here. I have everything going to my phone, and you got people that will leave comments while I'm on the air. Give me just a second here. Where is that comment, or was it removed? I'm sorry about that, folks. I don't like to leave any negativity up. I have a lot of spam protection, but sometimes it's just not good enough. All right, it looks like they deleted it because it's no longer available, but it did come up as a notification. All right, let's get back to it here. So again, one thing to keep in mind as we look at these 11 signs is that the purpose of this is awareness, not to pass harsh judgment towards someone or to say that every single jealous person would have the same characteristics. Well, I think every single jealous person, to a certain extent, jealousy is jealousy. You're either jealous or you're not. Now, some people are more jealous than others, but I think any level of jealousy is not healthy. I think, insecurities past a certain point are really not healthy. I mean, everybody has insecurities to a certain extent. It's more so a feminine type of thing, but even men have some insecurities, even though we're not really supposed to have to. So even though we're not really supposed to have insecurities, which is what I'm trying to say, but sometimes we will have them, and as long as we work through them quickly, not a problem. So let's see. There are varying degrees of jealousy and envy, ranging from someone who is an overall good-natured person feeling a bit insecure to someone who holds animosity, grudge, and hate. And yeah, I've met so many people like that in my life, on and off of YouTube. And let me tell you something. Again, I keep referring back to YouTube. I have never dealt with so many jealous, insecure, insensitive, emotionally unstable, emotionally weak, mentally unstable people in my life. You're dealing with a public platform. You're dealing with the whole entire world in your hands. So what should you expect? But yeah, that's why being a YouTuber is hard, folks. You got to learn to deal with this stuff because they're going to keep coming at you all the time. And they keep coming at you sometimes just because, they feel inferior to you, or they feel like you think you're better than they are, which I've never said I'm better than anyone. I'm just me, and I'm just doing what I'm here to do. So, but yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense there. All right. They indirectly cut you off and change the topic. Yeah. I've met many people like that on and off of YouTube again. One of the very subtle signs of jealousy is to cut people off when they try to talk about their achievements and success, or just plainly ignore what is being said and move on with another topic of conversation. I'm going to mention this tonight again because some people that have been following me for a while know I've dealt with a group of people known as the hate group, the drama sphere, right? And, there's a guy, that runs the Like and Theory channel. His name is Jamie. He's the perfect example of this, and you are, Jamie, because whenever I've tried to have a civil conversation with you, a normal conversation, you always cut me off mid-sentence and don't even let me finish what I'm saying because you really don't want to hear what I have to say because you're afraid it's going to make too much sense and it's going to make you feel, inferior or something, right? And that's never been my intention with you. But that's one example of this dude that, he'll just cut you off. And for me, all I've ever wanted to do is have a conversation with him, collaborate or whatever. Now, I haven't wanted to do that in a while, but I've known this guy for 3 years. And I tried many times to communicate with him in very, honest and reasonable ways. And this is it exactly. They indirectly cut you off and change the topic. That's what they do. One of the very subtle signs of jealousy is to cut people off when they try to talk about their achievements and success, or just plainly ignore what is being said and move on with another topic of conversation. Listening to someone talk about their achievements can trigger a jealous person's insecurities and remind them of their own inadequacy. So that's what happens, is when someone like me is talking with someone like Jamie, for example, the Like It Theory channel owner, basically, when I talk about certain things, or when I share ideas that, are great ideas that he probably wishes he'd come up with on his own, it kind of makes him feel a little inferior. And that's not what I was, ever trying to do. I just wanted to work with the guy and help him and collaborate, because we had some similar content that we were doing back in those days. But basically, when something is discussed that reminds a person like him of their own inadequacies, it triggers them to the point of where they'll cut you off before you finish your statement, because they already know what you're going to say, and then they change the topic around it, or then they come and attack you to mask that insecurity or that inadequacy. So again, listening to someone talk about their achievements can trigger a jealous person's insecurities and remind them of their own inadequacies, and then things that they were not able to do. Yeah. And for me, it's like I never, show off or anything. I want to help people learn as much as I've learned and become as successful as I've been. I've never wanted to kick anyone down. But an insecure person, the jealous type of person, they don't see it that way. And it's very hard for them to snap out of that rut. And until they do it, no one can help them, including themselves. They can't even help themselves. Essentially, they are cutting you off or changing the topic not to escape the conversation. They are doing this to escape themselves. So listen up, Jamie. That's what you do, man. You cut people off, you change the topic because you want to escape yourself. You want to escape what you don't like about yourself, your own inadequacies, right? That's the truth, man. It's the absolute truth. Now, I'm kind of picking on Jamie a little bit because for the last 2+ years, after, years before that, I tried to be reasonable with him and, have reasonable conversations and tried to work on some collab projects with him, and they didn't work. He came at me for a couple of years. And now, years later, we've all moved on, but now I'm just sharing it for example purposes. And yeah, I'm going to pick on you a little bit, Jamie, because I can. Now, all's fair in love and war, right, man? But you're the perfect example of this. Since listening about others' success reminds them of their own weakness or failures, it produces inner discomfort to the point that they can't bear to even listen to the other person. They forgot the Y there. They put the can't bear. I think it was supposed to say they can't bear to even listen to the other person. So one more time, since listening about other success reminds them of their own weaknesses or failures, it produces inner discomfort to the point that they can't bear to even listen to the other person. Yeah. I've dealt with many people like that. And Jamie, you're the perfect example again, man. It's just a lack of self-confidence, man. Lack of self-respect. Lack of self-love. Insecurity, man. Instead of being happy and curious about the other person's success, their thoughts are directed towards their own shortcomings. Right. You're projecting those shortcomings. and trying to kick us down, us good people down, us people in a better position, better place than you. You're trying to kick us down to your level so that way it makes you feel better. It makes you feel like you're worthy. But what it actually does, it makes you look really pathetic. It really does. More pathetic than just coming out and saying, hey man, I need some help. I'm struggling. I need some help, boosting up my confidence and this and that. All right, I'd be happy to help you, man. I'm not going to kick you down for being honest, but if you're going to try to project and, try to cover all that up, which makes it more apparent, then I'm going to start looking at you as one pathetic son of a gun. I respect people that can own their issues and work on them to correct them. Number 2, show fake appreciation. I've seen this many times. People showing fake appreciation just try to get something from you. Some people are good at hiding their emotions. They might apparently show appreciation and excitement, but you can see that something is off with them. Yeah. Something is off with them, and they may be trying to get something from you without giving anything, but trying to make it appear like they're giving something. So that's fake appreciation. They might say, oh, you're such an awesome person. You're such a good guy. You're such a great guy, right? Like a woman might say sometimes, you're such a good guy, great guy. I really, really like you. I appreciate you, right? She's going to lead you to believe that she's romantically interested to get something else from you. Once she gets that, if you give it to her, you're going to get no loving after that. You won't ever hear from her again, right? Fake appreciation. Their expressions don't seem genuine and their words don't match their body language. Right, you got to look at body language. Like if a woman says she really likes you and doesn't come over and rub your shoulder or give you those glistening eyes and basically show you that she wants you to kiss her and be romantic with her, then it isn't real. Their expressions don't seem genuine, and their words don't match their body language. Body language is important, folks. Very important. They might show fake appreciation in a gathering. They might show fake appreciation in a gathering where other people are congratulating you for your achievements because they don't want to be the odd one out. So if they're like in my younger days, when I wasn't as secure as I am today and I was younger and immature and stuff, right? I'd go to these gatherings with my family, right? Where someone else, was the highlight of the event, right? And they were congratulating him or her, right? And it was a real joyous occasion for them, and I really didn't want to be there. And I would clap and stuff because that was the thing to do, but I didn't really feel it, right? But why was I not appreciating this person? They did nothing wrong to me. I didn't really feel like clapping and doing all that because I was jealous of them. I was a little more insecure back in my younger days, and I was projecting. That's how I know how to identify this stuff nowadays. And I look back and I'm like, wow, I've come a long way. And wow, how in the world, why in the world was I behaving that way back then? And I realized I was a little bit younger. I had to learn this stuff. I honestly feel, in my opinion, that, when you're younger, this type of behavior is a little bit more normal to a certain extent. But I think once you reach your, mid to late 20s or early 30s by the latest, you got to figure this out. And you can't let other people's success bother you. You can't, you got to remove that jealousy and insecurity or insecurities, out of your mind and focus on bettering yourself. And that's what I did. By the time I hit my mid to late 20s, I had built up my confidence much better than when I was younger. And it completely changed my life. All right. Before I get to number 3 here, and I'm going to go ahead and do the first 5 and then take a break. We are at 39 minutes. Let's see. Let me see here a second. All right. Number 3. Actually, give me a second. I have a message from someone behind the scenes. I got to just check this real quick. Give me just a second. All right, so I'm going to mention this right here real quick. And I'm going to give you a fair shake right now without filing the DMCA. But my manager is behind the scenes. The BJ Gumguts channel, if you do not remove your stream within the next 5 minutes, you will be getting a DMCA copyright takedown notice from one of my managers behind the scenes. They are ready. We want to give you a fair chance. So, yeah, go for it. Go for it. You don't think there are people behind the scenes getting these links? Just letting you know. Oh, yeah. Yes, I know everything, and I'm telling you. So 5 minutes, if you don't remove your stream, delete it, and I have it right here on my phone, then I will have my managers file that DMCA. I'm trying to be fair. No, geez, you're stealing my content. It's ridiculous. It is. Folks, give me 1 second here, because this is how pathetic and jealous. This is perfect for the show topic. This is how pathetic these people are. They are pathetic people. Yeah, so you started another channel, it looks like in theory, right? So that's fine. All right, so to my channel managers behind the scenes, my female channel manager, can you go ahead and file a DMCA copyright takedown right now on the BJ Gumguts channel? And let's go ahead and take them down right now. Back to the show. All right. So, number 3, talk behind your back. As soon as you leave the gathering, the one who showed fake appreciation in front of you starts to talk behind your back and discuss your flaws and weaknesses with other people. You only get to know this later on through someone who heard their gossip about you. As a precaution, if you find someone who always talks behind people's backs, but when they are in the presence of those same people, they portray themselves as well-wishers and act nice and sweet, then keep a distance from them. There's a good chance they might talk behind your back as well. It is nothing to do with you. It is just their habit, and they do it to most people they encounter. They do it because they're jealous and they're insecure and they have nothing better to do. Let me tell you when people talk behind other people's backs. And look, I used to do it myself in my younger days, and I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it in a long time. when I had nothing better to do, when I had so much free time on my hands because I pretty much felt like I didn't have much going for me. Now, I've always worked and have had friends, but there were points in my life where I had a lot more free time and I could have done more things, but I just chose to not do those things. Right? That's when I would talk behind people's backs, when I just didn't feel like I had as much going for me as I felt I should have had going for me. So it basically, is just a way to try to make yourself feel better when you're insecure, when you're immature, when you're jealous that other people are where you wish you could be. And a lot of times it has to do with maybe some of the friends you're hanging out. Maybe, one of your friends has a great hot girlfriend and you're single and you haven't been able to get a date in a couple of years, right? It's a stupid thing, right? But that's what happens. And, I'll tell you, when I was younger, I used to, behave that way at times until I learned that that's just stupid and pathetic. So, yeah, folks, talking behind people's backs, it's stupid, it's immature, it's insecure, it's just dumb. What is the point? If you don't like someone, don't be their friend, don't hang out with them. But if you're going to talk behind people's backs, it's because you're jealous of them. All right, number 4, say subtle, passive-aggressive, and toxic comments. I know a lot of people that are passive-aggressive, especially out here on YouTube, but I have a lot of friends of mine in the past that have been passive-aggressive, and even some people that, as recent as a few years ago that I used to be friends with, I stopped hanging out with them because they were becoming very passive-aggressive with their behavior, not only towards me, but other people that we would hang out with. And it's pretty annoying. And you can sit there and try to talk with, people like this and try to just give them some subtle hints. But the more you try to help them, the more passive-aggressive they get and the more discomforting the situation gets, not only between you and them, but amongst the entire group of friends. Since jealous people can't show their inner animosity and jealousy directly, they often resort to passing indirect passive-aggressive comments while having a smile on their face. Right. They try to make it appear like everything's all honky-dory. But deep within, they don't feel good. So at times they'll put up a fake smile or they will overcompensate to try to make themselves come off as they're happy. But any normal person like me can see that there's just something wrong. There's just something not right. Indirectly expressing their emotions in such toxic ways can temporarily act as a catharsis for them since they are bottling up so much negativity within themselves, they have to let it out somehow. Well, they let it out by projecting it onto good people that they perceive as more successful than they are, such as myself or others, right? That's what they feel is going to make them feel better. But what they need to let out instead is the hate they have within themselves. They need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm tired of hating myself. I need to start loving myself. Or if you're looking at your mirror and you talk to yourself, I'm tired of hating you, talking to you in the mirror. I'm going to start loving you. And starting now, I'm going to say, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself 5 freaking times. 5 freaking times. And I'm going to start to, I'm going to start to build my confidence. I'm going to boost my confidence. I'm going to have a lot more self-confidence within myself. I'm not going to let other people's success make me feel like I'm less worthy, because these people are not trying to kick me down. They're independent of me. I'm going to ask myself, why is this bothering me so much? And that's what I say. That's what I want to say to people that are feeling this way. Why does it bother you so much that other people are successful? Why don't you focus on yourself, better yourself, and make yourself as successful as they are, or even more successful? Right? However, this habit of passive-aggressive and cunning comments, oh yeah, comes at a cost of shallow, unstable relations with people and loss of trustworthiness. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't want to be around people like that, let alone be able to trust someone like that. No way. So one more time. However, this habit of passive, aggressive, and cunning comments comes at a cost of shallow, unstable relations with people and loss of trustworthiness. It is almost impossible to make deeply rich relations without genuinity and sincerity. So without being genuine and sincere is what he's saying. I'm all about genuine and sincere relationships. That's why my sponsor, Troy Brewer, the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network, is sponsoring me, because he trusts me and I trust him. We've been friends for over 8 years, and no one or nothing can get in the way of that. And trust me, like I mentioned recently here on my channel, many people have been reaching out to Troy, asking him why he's sponsoring me, trying to say that I'm this horrific bad person. You know, like it's these types of people here, the jealous and insecure people, as we're talking, as we're discussing tonight's topic. These are the types of people that do that because they wish they could be in my position, which is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I've got a little bit of gas because I've been drinking a lot of liquid, and it is very humid, so bear with me, folks. All right. Before we get to number 5 here, let me check out the chat. Give me 1 second here. Hey, Zero Infinity Live, welcome to the show. How you doing, man? So, Queen, someone made a sock of your doctor, not of your doctor, of your daughter. It was probably the doctor that made that sock. The doctor's mad because I put out that video that definitively proved, Trim and Ronaldo are both, the same person, because he said it in that video. Like, Doc, you said it on a stream on your Puffacush Joker channel early in January. You said that, no, that's not Trim. That's not Trim. If it was Trim, he would come in on his Ronaldo account. You said the full, name, RSJ, but I'll just say Ronaldo, right? Come on, man. You slipped up again. Every time you slip, I'm there. I'm doing fantastic, says Zero Infinity Live. All right. Yeah, no, it was a fake account. We know who created that account. There's only one person that has enough time and all day to do it while he awaits, his trial. We know who that is. It's all good. All right, number 5 before we take a quick break here. Number 5, boast about their own achievements and successes. This is a huge one. I've dealt with this so much on YouTube, but even in the outside world too. Number 5, boast about their own achievements and successes. If someone always starts boasting about their own successes and worth, whenever they hear about other people's achievements, they probably have personal insecurities about their worth and value. I have come across so many YouTubers out here that show off and project that, oh, I make this amount of money. I make 10 grand a month. I make 100 grand a year. I make 200 grand a year. So good for you. I'm happy for you. What's the point? Why do you feel the need to project that? Why can't you just make that money and be happy and be humble and continue doing what you're doing and then enjoy your life? Why do you feel the need to show off and boast about it? Because you're insecure and you're the jealous type. And maybe your success is newly found success for the first time in your life. That's happened to a lot of people, especially out here on YouTube since I've been out here. And when they reach that success, they like totally show it off. Well, what happens when you behave that way? When you behave that way, after a while, people start seeing your true colors. And then it starts going the opposite way, right? You worked so hard to become successful and make that amount of money. Then you get there, you start showing off that you have all that money. Now, people no longer are supporting you, so the money's going bye-bye. You got to have humility. You have to be humble. Don't show off. Just be grateful and thankful for it. And thank every person that's contributed to making you that money. Upon hearing about other people's qualities and success, they subconsciously feel as if their own worth is being threatened by someone who could be better than them. Yeah. They're not just happy being successful. You know, I've seen YouTubers and even other friends of mine that are entrepreneurs, you know, in my life outside of YouTube that are making decent money. But they're jealous of other entrepreneurs because we're making more money than they are, or we have more capabilities than they do. See, you don't see a guy like me coming out here and showing off anything, right? I never showed off, you know, how much money I made in the insurance business. I think I mentioned what I, you know, approximately, was making years ago, because I was asked about that, in the past when I was involved with this drama sphere community. But I really don't talk about it much anymore because I never wanted to talk about it. The only reason why I mentioned it is because they asked me an honest question. They wanted me to be transparent. And that was before I realized that, sometimes, saying too much and giving out too much information out here on YouTube is not good. But yeah, I never feel the need to show off how much money I have, or if I donate, money to some people, I won't feel the need to make it apparent to everyone. Sometimes even a silent donation, it just makes me feel good that I can help someone. But yeah, there are those jealous and insecure people that feel the need to show off everything that they earn or that they do for others. They need validation all the time. It's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. You help people to help them. You appreciate people that help you. There's no need to brag about, the amount of money you've made, or brag that you're able to help a lot of people. You just do it and let other people see it and let other people pat you on the back if they feel like it. In their minds, they must always remain on top and be better than most people to be able to feel good about themselves. Right. I've been saying that all along. It's about kicking you down to their level so that way they can feel better about themselves and be satisfied with their worth because they're not happy with who they are currently. They're not, but they can change that. Excuse me a second here. Yeah, this weather is just really, I need to keep putting liquid in my system because this weather, it's so humid out here. You have no idea how humid it is. And I'm cool because I have my fan here and all that, but it's still humid, still very humid. They believe as if their experiences, knowledge, and achievements are superior to everyone else's. Let me repeat that one more time. They believe as if their experiences, knowledge, and achievements are superior to everyone else's. It's because they're insecure, they're immature, they don't love themselves, they feel they have no self-worth. So they have to do all of this to give them the sense that they're worth something, when they should just be humble, like every other normal person is, when they earn something or succeed at something. All right, so we just finished the first 5 signs of jealousy and insecurities. And I'm going to step away for a quick break here. Let me check out the chat here real quick before I step away. It's been an interesting night already, interesting week. And I got to say this. It's going to get even more interesting over the next few weeks. And I'm telling you, some people that just don't ever learn their lesson. I may do a stream on that tomorrow or the next day. People that never learn their lesson. Like you, Jamie. Like you, Jamie, Like in Theory channel. You never learned your lesson. I'm going to tell you again tonight, like I did on the stream yesterday, that you don't believe me that I'm coming after you legally. Because you're not going to stop. Just wait. Less than 2 weeks, you will be receiving your cease. I'm telling you, it's going to happen, dude. You're going to be receiving your cease and desist. And if you don't comply with that formal, nice request, then you're going to receive something else, which I hope I don't have to go that route, but I'm prepared for it, and I've already paid for it. I've got a retainer with this attorney. So, I mean, you keep doing what you're doing, the more evidence you're giving me to bury you, right? But you're not going to stop until I force you to stop legally. But it's going to happen. You see, I'm not going to waste my time calling your mommy like everyone else has, because your mommy doesn't care. Your mommy is saying, oh, I'm going to let my son do whatever. It's obvious to me that if your mother that's letting you stay in her house rent-free cared about what you were doing, she would have already told you to stop doing it or kicked you out. So that's not the way it's going to work. 7 years in prison for what, Queen? Queen, for internet terrorism and doing all that, it's 20 years. But no, he has done that to me, but more so he has defamed my character and assisted others and incited others to do that as well. So he doesn't understand that he's in some legal shit with me, legal deep shit. And that's fine. If me talking about it every now and then is going to trigger him to do more stuff, then that's on him. I'm not trying to trigger him. I just want him to stop. It's not a protective order, Queen. A cease and desist is nothing but a nice formal letter from your attorney stating that we're asking you to stop doing this unlawful behavior and nothing will happen to you. If you don't stop this behavior, we're moving forward in the legal process. That's all it's saying, Queen. A cease and desist, they don't have to listen to it. But if they don't listen to it, then you take the next step. The reason why you send a cease and desist out first, Queen, is because if you do have to go to court, it shows the judge and the court system that you made a good faith effort to handle it out of court. So, give me a second here. Man, my throat's dry. I gotta pound some water when I'm on break. Gotta tell you. All right. So, let me go back to full screen here. And let me cue up some music. Let me cue up some music here. Give me a second. Let's see. Let me see here. One more. All right, folks. I'm going to step away for a 5 to 7 or 8 minute break. When we get back, we're going to go through the final 6 steps regarding today's topic, which is 11 clear signs of jealous and insecure people and how to avoid this behavior within yourself and others. I've been sharing my tips and tricks for the first 5 signs. If you missed this first part, you're going to have to wait till the replay because I've disabled rewind on my lives because I want you to be here live and engage. But check that out on the replay. But we still have 6 more, so stick around. We'll go through that when I get back. Stick around. We'll be right back. beautiful night it is out here tonight in Rapid City, California. Oh, yeah. You like the moon, Queen? You like the moon back here? It's way back there, right? You like that moon? It's a full moon, right? Yeah, humma, 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 humma! Oh yeah! I feel good. Nothing will ever, ever bring me down. Never! Don't let anyone ever bring you down. Ever. Keep pushing forward. Yeah. Yeah. Keep pushing forward. Don't let anyone ever kick you down. Ever. You with me? Who's with me on that? All right. Let's get back to reality here. Let's get grounded a bit. Get back to earth. Come back to earth, Eli. Come back down to earth. Time to start the second half of the show. All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli live here on YouTube. I got an itch for good luck. Double itch, right? On my big Greek nose, like some people say, right? I got a big Greek nose, and I love my big Greek nose. So what's the problem, right? Yeah. It is 11:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 8:24 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. In my neck of the woods, I'm here in the beautiful, glorious, hot and humid San Francisco Bay Area. It's been hot and humid for the past week, and I can't wait for this heat spell, this heat wave to pass on by because, man, it plays tricks on me. It dries up my throat, dehydrates me quicker. And you know me, I like to talk a lot. And when you get dehydrated, it's harder to talk, right? Some of you might think that's a good idea, but if I can't talk, I'm out of business, right? Well, let's move on from that. Well, glad you could all join me here tonight. Tonight we have a very important topic we've been discussing, and that is 11 clear signs of jealous and insecure people and how to avoid this behavior within yourself, first and foremost, but to spot it in others and not let their behavior of jealousy and insecurity kick you down or dethrone you from accomplishing whatever you're trying to accomplish. You know, folks, if you're trying to accomplish something in life, you're always going to have people that are going to try to stop you or tell you that, you know, you're not doing the right thing, or, you're better than that. You know, go out there and get a real job. Don't be a YouTuber. Don't become self-employed. Go out there into the dreaded corporate workforce and, you know, get a steady 9-to-5 with benefits and all that. You weren't cut out to be this, right? How many times have you heard that in your life, right? You know, if every single entrepreneur out there listened to the people that were trying to kick them down, they would have never become successful. You have to have faith in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have self-confidence, self-love, self-appreciation, and you have to feel like you have self-worth. And that's how I feel about myself. That's why, regardless of what I've been through out here on YouTube for the last 3.5 or almost 4 years, that I've been trying to build this business and dealing with, you know, everything that I've dealt with regarding the court of public opinion in ways unlike anyone else ever dealt with. That's why I keep coming back and I keep fighting through it. I keep finding ways to make it happen because I believe in myself. I believe in myself. And I also want you to believe in yourself. Now, do you believe in yourself, Queen Helen Casey? Do you believe in yourself, Mutt Nuts World? And if you're still here, I'm looking, Zero Infinity Live, do you believe in yourself? Caffeinated Gamer, aka wheelchair gaming guy, do you believe in yourself? Because if you don't, I have to ask you why. If you don't love who you are and love yourself deep within, no matter what happens, then I have to ask you, what does life mean to you? You must be living a miserable life, and how does that feel? And see, Jamie, I'm going to mention you again because you're just the constant perfect example. You are a miserable man that lives in your parents' home, which would not be a problem if you didn't behave the way you behave, and if you were trying to do the right things to make something out of yourself so you can get your own place and sustain your own lifestyle, right? And I'm not trying to kick you down, dude, but see, you just don't get it. You're never going to change. You're going to be living in that home with your family until they die, and then you're going to get that house, right? And if it's not already paid off by your parents, they're probably going to have it paid off by then. They're going to give it to you. And then you're going to screw it up because you're very irresponsible. You lack responsibility. But most importantly, you lack self-worth and self-love. That's your biggest problem, man. I don't think you like what you see in the mirror. And I'm not even talking about physically. Maybe that's a part of it. But I don't think you like the person that you are. Because if you did, you would not behave this way and do what you do. Right? But see, the thing, Jamie, I keep talking about you because you're the perfect example because over the next few weeks, I'm going to be the one that life coaches you. Now you're getting a real life coaching lesson. No one's ever held you accountable for anything. Your parents never held you accountable for anything, and that's why you turned out the way you did. You're a 35-year-old grown man that behaves erratically on the internet, and there are people that have been calling your mother, and apparently your mother doesn't even care, right? Doesn't even care to have a conversation with you and say, hey, son, what are you doing under our roof? Yeah, you're 35 years old. We're going to give you some freedom here. We love you, right? But we can't have this. But they're not doing that. They're enabling your behavior. And because not even your own parents are holding you accountable, even at age 35, it enables you to continue behaving that way. So I'm going to be the one that's going to teach you the lesson that you've always needed to learn. I'm going to teach you the lesson that your parents never even taught you. And if you ever change, your ways and you become a better person, it'll be because of what I teach you, because no one else has taught you or held you accountable. Because again, like I mentioned many shows ago, if I was your mom or dad, if I was your dad, I would have kicked your ass out a long time ago. Especially after, what you've been doing to other people. And then all those calls coming in, to the home unnecessarily. You're never going to learn your lesson until somebody holds you accountable. And that time is coming. Be prepared. Get ready. I'm not kidding. You think I'm joking? I'm not kidding. I mentioned you in this show because it's a perfect example to mention along with the topic we're discussing here tonight, James. Oh, yeah. And again, don't believe me? Look at the other people that, I've gone after legally. Look what's happened to them. There are two other people that I've dealt with or still dealing with legally, and you know what's going on. And we're going to deal with you, myself, my attorney, maybe private investigators too. If I need to get them on you, I will. I will do whatever it takes to get you to stop harming my brand, defaming my character. At the same time, what I more so care about is teaching you a lesson in life you've never learned, so that way you become a better man. And then maybe you can turn things around. You know what, man? You think I don't care about you or other people. I care about everyone. But at the same time that I sit here and call you out on all this stuff, I also feel bad for you because no one's ever taught you how to be a man. No one's ever taught you responsibility. No one's ever held you accountable for anything. So how are you supposed to know how to act, man? You're a 35-year-old man that behaves like a 2-year-old little girl. Because your own parents didn't even raise you to be a man. It's pathetic, man. Sad, man. saddened by it. Anyway. All right, let me just check the chat out here real quick. Give me 1 second here. Because you know what? So many interesting things. Happen when you're live on the air. Give me a second here. Give me a second. Hang on. Hang on 1 second. I gotta respond to this real quick. I'm sorry, folks. Hang on. Okay. Yeah, no, my channel managers sometimes will message me behind the scenes privately because they're looking for, simulcasts and other things to run my channel. So my apologies on that, folks. All right, let's get back to the show here, but let me check out the chat real quick in case anything else is happening in here. All right. Oh, God. Number 6. They try to take some credit in your success. Oh, yeah. Or in my case, they steal my success like a lot of people did out here on YouTube. Using my content to, rebroadcast to their audience and make money off of it, right? I'm not going to get too far into it, but yeah, it's happened to me. There are some people who will show appreciation towards your progress, but at the same time, they'll try to get some credit for themselves. They'll portray as if they played a major role in your success and accomplishment. They'll tell you things like, I told you this is the way to go. I always knew you would make it. Well, if they mean it, that's good. If they're looking to get something out of it, then that's not good. Now, for me, I'm a networker and I love people in general. I never expect anything from anyone. And if somebody legitimately deserves credit, I will give it to them with no expectation. What I've learned, is, the law of reciprocity happens when you just give without expectation. The more and more and more you give to people without expectation, naturally from the heart, the more will come back to you in the long run. So, if you're genuine and you tell somebody, I told you this is the way to go, I wouldn't put it that way. Hey, I'm glad you took this route. I'm glad to see your success. When you say I told you, so it's a pretty selfish and harsh way to put it. But, if you mean it genuinely with no expectation, not a problem. I always knew you would make it. Saying that is a good thing as long as you mean it with no expectation. If you're doing it with the hopes that someone's going to, give you something in return, then that's the wrong way to look at it. I remember the time when you came to me for XYZ favor. Okay, so now I see that, you've reached success. You came to me for a favor, and now that you're in a better position, I'm going to call you out subtly and at least try to make it subtle and say, I remember the time when you came to me for XYZ favor. Well, what about that favor? Do you want me to pay you back for it? Come on. A favor is a favor. It means there's nothing expected in return. If something's reciprocated naturally in the long run, then so be it. But typically, when people do nice things for me, I tend to want to do nice things for them in return when it makes sense to do so. Now, such statements can also be made, I think he meant to say by, he put by genuinely caring people, or genuinely caring for people, that he left some words out, who really believe in you and care for you, those who really are your well-wishers. So don't get it mixed up with them. Yeah, you got to understand who's genuine and who's not. You don't want to punish people and remove people from your life that are people that are cheering for you. You want to keep your big cheerleaders. You also want to be cheerleaders for them, and only remove the people that are the phonies, that are, pretending to, be a cheerleader just to get something out of you, extract something from you. You'll know intuitively who is being genuine and who's not. As long as you have good, strong intuition like I do, you'll be fine. Again, like I've said in the past, intuition's more of a feminine biological characteristic. Women are more naturally born with intuition, which is what I'm trying to say. Men can be intuitive. Most men are not, but some men are. And men like me that are very intuitive will spot that just like that. And working with me as a coach, guys, even gals too, but more so guys that need help with the intuition thing, I can help you boost your intuition. And that way you'll learn to instinctively react to things based on, what you pick up intuitively. Number 7, they might ask you uncomfortable, scrutinizing questions. Yeah, you don't want to get those. It's uncomfortable. It's weird. It's out of character, out of context. There's a difference between asking about a person's accomplishments and scrutinizing them. Both have very different undertones to it. Yeah, of course, they're two different things. If you ask about, hey, so, what have you experienced in life? Or tell me about your work history. I'm curious to know about you. Or if you scrutinize them, what the hell have you done, with your life? Blah, 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 whatever, right? There's a difference in how you approach it and why you're asking it. Initially, you might feel as if the person is genuinely curious to know about your experiences. But as the conversation progresses, your excitement to tell about yourself turns into an uncomfortable interaction. That's because, that other person is asking you so much about you for the wrong reasons. You're getting the feeling like, there's really no point to it. By the end of which you might feel a bit ungrounded or even have doubts about yourself because of their scrutinizing questions. Right. They're trying to find out more about you because, if they can find something that they can scrutinize you on, it's going to make them feel better because they're seeing you as someone that's better, and they feel threatened by you, or they're just jealous of you. And they want to project their insecurities onto you, bring you down to their level so they can feel better, right? That's how these people are. The whole point of asking such scrutinizing and uncomfortable questions is to shake the other person's confidence. Right. People out here on YouTube try to do that to me all the time. And it used to get to me. And then I learned how to deal with it. And now it doesn't bug me at all. I just keep moving forward. Jealous people can't stand to see self-assured, confident people. Absolutely, because they lack that self-confidence that they wish they could have. That's a projection. They're projecting that onto self-confident people like myself. Right. Number 8, try to compete with you and do whatever you are doing. So they try to compete with you and do whatever you're doing. They're trying to copycat you. Like a lot of people out here through this drama sphere on YouTube, they're now all labeling themselves a coach. No problem. Anyone can call themselves a coach. But are you really a coach? What value do you bring to your channel as a coach? Or are you just doing that to tease me? Well, I've learned to look at that as a term of endearment. Obviously, I've struck a chord with you people, good, bad, or indifferent. I've struck a chord with you, right? And many of these people are still curious about what I do nowadays, even if it has nothing to do with them. So yeah, that's a great way to describe number 8 here. Some people don't show any apparent expressions of jealousy when you meet them in person. Okay, they can hide it for a little while at least, but you know, their true colors will eventually come out. But behind the scenes, they keep an eye on your progress and try to compete with you. Of course. Of course. That's what a lot of people do out here on YouTube. And even in my younger days with my friends, when we weren't around, you know, sometimes some of my friends would gather around and talk about me and talk smack about me because I always had a good girlfriend, attractive girlfriend, successful girlfriend. And they wanted that. And they would talk smack behind my back. And then they would try to, you know, do other things to try to make it appear like they're better than me. It's just pathetic. It's just, you know, be you, be yourself. No need to compete with anyone besides yourself. If you're going to compete with anyone, compete with yourself. If you reach a goal, compete with yourself so you can become even better than the goal you've already reached. You can reach more goals. No need to compete with anyone else. It's not a competition. Life is not a competition amongst people. You might see them doing similar things soon after you've done it. Absolutely. I see it happen to me all the time, on and off of YouTube. I don't have to repeat myself. We know why it happens. They'll buy similar material things just a few days after you've posted on it. So you've posted it on your social media. It's really funny how out here on YouTube, a lot of these dramasphere people that, you know, are jealous and insecure people, they all went and bought Coach Eli hats, and then they started doing parodies of me and live streams pretending to be me. And I'm like, okay, if you guys have all the time in the world to do parodies on me and mock me and spend money and buy hats like me and then put on fake beards like me, then wow. I mean, I wish I had the time to do stupid things like that for fun. But yeah, I mean, it's just pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. They'll get into similar courses and programs as you did to excel in your profession. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong if somebody legitimately wants to do something similar as you do because they like it. But if they're doing it just to try to show you up, you'll be able to tell the difference. And that's just pathetic. It's a major insecurity, and they're just jealous. You know, they're not in a good place within themselves. Like I said earlier on in the show, I'll say it again. They don't love themselves. They don't love what they see in the mirror. They have no self-love, no self-respect, right? No self-confidence. They lack self-confidence. They lack motivation. They might even take the same professional route as you did and take the same initiative as you did. Well, if they do that for the right reasons, that's fine. But if they're doing it just because they're jealous and insecure and they want to show me up, it's never going to work because they're not doing it because they want to do it. They're doing it to try to show me up, and then they're going to fail. The only way you can be successful in anything you do is if you truly want to do it for yourself, within yourself. If you're doing it to try to show up somebody else, you're gonna get bored. You're not gonna fight through the tough times that are required to be successful to make it happen. And it'll be very, very apparent that you're a jealous and insecure person. Very apparent. And it's very unattractive. And very, very weird behavior. Pathetic, weird behavior. All right, give me 1 second. Let me check a couple things here real quick. All right. Yeah, to one of my managers behind the scene. Yeah, I got that, and we'll talk afterwards. I got your screenshot, so we'll definitely talk afterwards if you're listening to the show in the background. All right, let me check out the chat here real quick. Mutton Nuts World says, sorry all, just a car crash right up from my house. Thank God everyone's okay, but it knocked power out for a bit. I will catch what I missed on replay. Wow, but you're just one of the most unfortunate people with things that happen in your area. I hope everyone is okay and the power gets restored soon, but wow. Mutt said, yeah, scared the hell out of me though. Probably a drunk driver or something, or maybe, someone took a turn too fast, or hopefully everything is okay. Wow. Caffeinated Gamer, I've been listening, Coach. Great topic. Thank you, Caffeinated Gamer. Wow, a lot of trolls tonight, says Caffeinated Gamer. Yeah, well, it's one person, man, but one person with many, many accounts. Don't worry. These people are being handled legally behind the scenes, bro. I'm not worried about it. Let them have their fun for now. Caffeinated Gamer says, let me know if you ever need help getting rid of them. I'll be sure to do that, bro. But yeah, I'm already in progress. I've got it all handled. I'm calm, dude. I'm chill. I'm relaxed. I've never felt better in the 3.5 to 4 years I've been an actual YouTuber, between my former channel and this one. Like I'm at such peace within myself regarding all this drama that's been infesting my channel and all these people defaming my character and attacking my brand. Like I've got it so handled behind the scenes that I'm not worried about it. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. And I have the right resources now. And I'm not going to say exactly what those resources are, but I have the right resources that are making this happen. Queen, why did you ban Caffeinated Gamer? I don't know what he said that was wrong. What made you want to ban him? I'm just curious. Yeah, you made a mistake, Queen. You hit the ban button too fast on your phone. Caffeinated Gamer, you'll be back in a second. Queen will unban you, and you'll be good. A deer ran out in front of the car, and they hit the power pole. So you're saying that they probably swerved to miss the deer, and they hit the power pole. Well, they must have been going way too fast if they couldn't stop in time. Like, I'm sure your street's a 25 zone, like all residential neighborhoods typically are. They were probably driving too fast. Well, Queen, how do you know it's a fake Caffeinated Gamer? I mean, what's making you think they're fake? Because they haven't said anything that's trollish. I mean, they could be fake. We never know. But anyway, it's all good. All right, let me continue here. Number 9. Undermine your progress and achievements. Downplaying is the cheapest and most obvious trick a jealous person could play. That's what a lot of people have done to me out here on YouTube that don't like me. And same thing in my life outside of YouTube. You know, I've had friends in the past, that, would see me with a good-looking, attractive woman, dating her, and then they would go and get a girlfriend, and they would say, well, hey, dude, I have a more attractive girlfriend than you now. I'm like, dude, what does it matter? You have a girlfriend. You like her. She likes you. You love her. She loves you. I love my girlfriend. She loves me. So what's the problem? Like, you see, like they try to undermine what you have, right? And it's just pretty sad. It's just really, really sad when people behave that way. Just be happy with what you've got. Even if your woman is hotter than mine, to me, my woman during that time was the hottest thing in the world. To you, maybe your woman is, but why do you need to make it apparent that, oh, hey, dude, I have a hotter girlfriend than you now? Come on, man. As soon as you tell them something good about yourself, or even if someone else mentions something good about you, they'll immediately give a cunning expression and say something negative or snarky, kind of like Jamie Like Theory channel. He's the snarky master because he's the most insecure, immature person I've ever met in the world. I've never met anyone like that person. He's in a league of his own. To downplay your success and good qualities, they might pinpoint certain flaws and weaknesses. Or they might just compare you with someone who is doing much better than you. That's what a lot of these people will do. When they can't compete with you and you're better than them in their eyes, right? Or even if you really are, you're not, let's say, I'm not the kind of person that's going to, show off in that way. But for a person that perceives me to be better than them, they will compare me to someone better than the both of us. So that way it makes them feel better. And when they say, hey, this person's better than you, you're not better than that person, well, I don't care. I'm striving to be the best I can be. I'm a man on my own, and I'm happy within myself. And whatever I accomplish, at whatever pace it is, that's what I'm happy about. I'm happy with who I am and what I've got and where I'm headed. Just this topic, it really makes me think. It gets to me because I really wish people would understand this more. Nowadays, we're dealing with the millennials and post-millennials that are raised differently. And there are a lot of them that behave in this way, and it's just sad. People are not being raised with traditional moral values and ethics anymore. They're not being taught discipline and responsibility. And they end up being like Jamie Like Theory. It's just really sad. And Jamie, I'm not trying to criticize you. It's the truth, man. I mean, again, it's like, honestly, I want to blame you for everything, but I can't because it's obvious that your parents don't care. You got all these people, like I mentioned earlier, calling your parents now, asking them, do you know what your 35-year-old son is doing in your own home on YouTube and how he's harassing and attacking and defaming people? And I heard those recordings that other people did. They put on their channels. And it just sounded like your mother didn't care at all. Obviously, you're still doing it every day, so she doesn't care. She hasn't talked to you. Her and your father haven't put their foot down and said, son, stop this BS or we're going to kick you out. So in essence, your parents are the problem, Jamie. They're enabling your behavior, and it's pretty freaking pathetic. Like, they're pathetic too, James. It's just really sad, man. That whole household. Oh, God. I wonder what it's like living in that household. Do they even hang out or have dinner together? Do they even get along? They usually dismiss the other person's success by calling it luck. Temporary success will not go far. Too young to know about real success. Too young to know what life is really about. Privileged. Unfair advantage. I haven't had any of that. What I did have was a great upbringing by two wonderful Greek parents that taught me morals, values, and ethics. And that's turned me into the man I am today. And I'm grateful and thankful for that. And to this day, at 46 years old, I appreciate my dead father of over 11 years, and I appreciate my mother that's still around. I'm very appreciative of the way they raised me to be. If you want to call that an unfair advantage, then that's up to you. But I haven't had any unfair advantages or anything. I made something out of myself because of the way I was raised to be a good, normal, decent, strong man. A reasonable man. A couple more, folks. Number 10, try to demotivate you. When you share your future plans, intentions, and the initiative. Sorry, I can't even read. Let me start over. When you share your future plans, intentions, and the initiative you wish to take with a jealous person, they'll usually try to demotivate you by showing you the negative side of things. Right. Again, because they're jealous and insecure. It all boils down to the same thing. These are just many examples here. And by understanding the behavior of a jealous and insecure person through these examples, these 11 points here, these signs, 11 signs, you can learn how to not be this way. Or if you're already not this way, you can also identify other people that are this way and just avoid them and not deal with them. Because if you try to deal with these people, they're going to be a roadblock to your success. And you want to stay as far away from these people as possible for as long as they continue to behave this way. Okay. Let's see here. They'll tell you how hard it is to do that. That's not for everybody. I, too, had the opportunity, but I chose not to do it. Oh, it's pathetic. That's just wishful thinking. Practical life is different. You don't have enough knowledge or skill to succeed in that. That will require you to have lots of resources to be able to start. Are you sure that's a good idea? Why don't you do X, Y, Z instead? Yeah, we've heard people project onto us in those ways many times. That's enough said. I think you get the point on that. And there's a quote there by somebody named John Dryden. Jealousy is the jaundice of the soul. Jealousy is the jaundice of the soul. I'm going to have to go to Google Audio and figure out what that means. What the heck is jaundice? Let's see. How come it's not coming through? All right, that's okay. A medical condition with yellowing of the skin or whites of the eyes arising from excess of the pigment bilirubin, whatever, and typically caused by obstruction of the What kind of a... All right, I'm not even gonna try to make sense out of that. Anyway, if I'm stupid because of that, I'm stupid. I'm willing to deal with the scrutiny. Jaundice. Okay. Never heard that word before. All right, number 11. And get your questions, comments, or concerns in right now, folks. I'll be going off the air in about 5 or 10 minutes. Queen, you messaged me on Hangouts. All right, Queen. All right. Well, I will trust you and I will trust her word. I got your message behind the scenes. No worries. We can talk more tomorrow. And if that person was not a fake account, Caffeinated Gamer, then they can email me and let me know what's going on. But I appreciate that. But Nuts World, no, I'm on the main road into my town. Speed is 45. Oh, so you live on a country road is what it is. A 45 zone, yeah. Well, if a deer pops out of nowhere and you're going 45, yeah, that's going to be harder to stop. Got to be real, real careful. Lots of babies are born with jaundice from what it affects the I can't even pronounce it, level in the baby's bloodstream. All right, maybe you can explain to me more about what that means behind the scenes, but it's an interesting word. Never heard of it before. Again, maybe I'm stupid for that, but at least I'm willing to own it. I'm not a perfect guy. All right, so get your questions in. Last part here, number 11. Worst case scenario, they try to take you down and off your track. I think this guy meant to say try to take you down. This is a little bit off with the grammar. Number 11, worst case scenario, they try to take you down, which out here on YouTube, many people try to take me down, and off your track. That's what they've done. But I'm still here. I'm still rocking and rolling. And I don't plan on going anywhere. The worst and most severe case of jealousy is when the jealous person tries his best to get the other person off their track. They'll go the extra mile and put in a lot of effort to bring someone down. Right, because they're projecting and they want to bring you down to their level so they feel better. That's why they do it. Same thing. It all leads back to the same thing. Every single point. They're jealous and they want to bring you down to their level so they feel better. This is sociopathic behavior. It absolutely is. And it can even be psychopathic behavior in some cases too, but it is more sociopathic behavior. Someone who poses to be an enemy and a potential threat to someone's progress, success, and happiness. In such cases, it is crucial to keep a lot of distance from such people, and that's what I've been saying all along. Just stay as far away from these people as possible. Try to identify these types of people early on, and then just stay away from them. Because if you invest in them too much, and they get to know you enough, when you try to leave after that point, they're going to try to make your life miserable. That's just how these people are. That's what these people on YouTube have been doing to me. Or have done to me, because they used to be a part of my channel. They started to break the rules of my channel. I banned them, and because they were emotionally invested and they wanted to continue running their hate campaign on my channel through my chats, and I banned them, they continued to come after me on other people's channels and on their own channels. So stay away from these people, figure it out as soon as possible, and then just move forward and just ignore them. So again, in such cases, it is crucial, to keep a lot of distance from such people and involve someone in this scenario who is sincerely a well-wisher and that can help against the jealous person's devious plans. Last part here, how to deal with jealous people. No matter how much we try to avoid, we will encounter some form of jealous people at some point, and interacting with them can often be quite awkward and uncomfortable. To learn to deal with jealous people, check out a complete guide on how to deal with jealous people, in which we look into 8 strategies to handle jealousy effectively. If you want to go to the link, folks, I'll put it in the chat one more time. It is also towards the top of the description section of this live stream and live stream replay once it gets there. You can go click on the link, and then you can go from there. And the author's name is Ahmed Faraz Khan, a human being dedicated to explore and master deeper human potentials while sharing the wisdom and experiences to help fellow humans bring a positive resolution in their minds and ultimately their lives. www.onlinelifeguide.com. Great blog, Ahmed, and thank you so much for sharing this with us. I promoted you, and hopefully some people follow your work like I have been and will continue to do so. Excellent work, man. I greatly appreciate it. All right, folks, let me move back to full screen here. And give me just 1 second. All right, we're good. I'm going to check the chat one more time, and then I'm going to get on out of here and enjoy the rest of my night. We are at 1 hour and 58 minutes. Wow, a 2-hour show tonight. All right, that's gonna do it, folks. I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. Thank you to Mutt Nuts World in the chat. Thank you to Queen Helen Casey. And thank you to everyone else that was watching behind the scenes. Have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. We're out. Bye-bye. Bye. 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 We're out. We're out. Peace. 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 Say hi to the moon. Say hi to the moon. back there. It's back there.